with the Malika Andrews and Josh Giddey and ESPN. All right. So I don't watch sports like that anymore. I'm not really into sports like that. You know, you know, if y'all really want me to, anytime when somebody want to ask me about sports, or should I say, when I'm interested in sports, I usually, um, I usually go, I usually talk uh, you know, when it's Super Bowl. That's my interest. Um, Maybe the 1990s when I was, a tadpole. You know, during the Houston Rockets was doing had their NBA championship when Michael Jordan quit the Bulls. The Houston Rockets actually won the championship twice. Then there was also other you know when Kobe was for the Lakers and so forth. So if you want to talk about sports, I'll go there. But or how the Dallas Cowboys suck. You know you know that's when I talk about sports. But ever since past couple few years, um, never been part of. I never really had that interest in sports and so forth. But anyway, uh, now I know for past few weeks, everybody talk about Malika Andrews, the reporter for ESPN, and how it seems that every time when there's um, a black male sports player being caught up um, in scandal, she always go hard on the paint and try to be extra, if you will, be extra when it comes to men. But when every time when it's somebody like a Josh Giddey or what's that football player that I forgot his name, who beat up his black girlfriend. Trying to remember that. But anyway, Josh Giddey is the latest one, right? Of non-black Caucasian um, ball players, and he was seen making videos or live stream posts with underage girls. Or well, in this case, there was only one underage girl for that one photo I seen. Now I never really was a part of. Hold on. Well, like thank you. It's not for everyone. Thank you very much. But you know, I'm gonna tell you what needs to be done about this issue. And I know I see a lot of black men are responding to Benika Andrews and ESPN, and then you have Stephen A. Smith doing that classic, buffoonery, right? I can't stand Stephen A. Smith, but this should this is what black men should do. This is what needs to be done, right? Um, what needs to be done, what should be done because of this. Y'all got to start fighting for the restatement of the fairness doctrine. I'm gonna say it again. Y'all might need y'all might need to go ahead and refight bring back the fairness doctrine. And I said, and the reason why I'm saying it, if you don't know what the fairness doctrine is, right? If you don't know what it is, The fairness doctrine is where there's even amount of speech. I think this made in the 1930s during the Depression era, where speech is that there's equal amount of speech with um, a radio channel station rather a, a network cannot be politically um, how can I say it, politically biased, if you will. So therefore, if y'all bring back the fairness doctrine, people like Malika Andrews would have been um, checked, if you will, or her commentary rather would have been either checked or be have another individual that would uh, do a counter commentary uh, to her. And I think though that's what needs to happen. I think though if we bring back the fairness doctrine, and the fairness doctrine, by the way, ended in 1987. So I mean that's why you see a that's why our media is a bunch of buffoonery because of Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. We have people who just say any and everything just for a buck rather than just facts and only facts. And I think that we bring back the fairness doctrine. Malika Andrews wouldn't be saying would be getting all extra when it comes when a black person gets into a scandal, especially in the sports world. See, and I wish black men would focus on solving that rather than responding. And I'm not saying in this case, gotta say in this case, black men are right. But I think black men, we as black men, should um, use this as a point to address um, the biasness in our media. We should use that as a way to address these biases. And I also think that black men should, if they really want to send a message um, for the short term, rather for the short term, is to stop buying or subscribing to ESPN, and maybe when you stop watching, stop um, stop watching, stop um, soaking in their content, they would um, they will lose money, and then they'll have to figure out how to you know they have to restructure their um, restructure and analyze what's the ills within their in their organization. That's what I believe needs to happen. And as for Josh Giddey, I really don't know the whole facts about that case because I'm not looking at that like that. Even though, but him in the pictures with that underage girl, now um, that should have been talked about all over the place. That whole him hugging up on this underage girl and those pictures coming out like that, those the past few weeks, if not well, a couple months, um, that's telling that nobody else ain't saying anything about it. It's telling, and it shows that you know um, how bigoted and racist these these groups are. These these news agencies and how they respond and not respond. See, for me, I pay attention to what's not being said, not what's being said, what's not being said, and what's not being said is telling. Because if this was, I'm trying to remember, when Kobe got got into that case, it was, you know, when it was um, that coach out there. I forgot that coach in the North. What's his name? The coach from the Boston Celtics. I hope I got the team right. He got caught up in that extramarital affair. Uh, I think somebody did a story on that, right? I'm trying to remember his name. That coach that got caught up in the. I think it was Boston with them extramarital affairs. I mean, the Malika Andrews went off on him, and that was an extramarital affair with the was the general manager's wife. He supposed to be the coach. Talking about how men should have did this and black men should did this. But wait a minute. But Josh Giddey, who was a white dude, is with a teenager, hugging up on a teenager. Apparently at his house or at a party. I don't know which because I'm not really following that angle. I'm really following what the how the news agencies are reacting to it. That's really my problem. It's how the news agencies is reacting to the problem. The complete silence of um this, and this is and I'm not normally a person that talks about white supremacy and white man won't white man got a boot on her neck argument. I'm not one of them types, but this is an example of when you have two black people, possibly three, being the face of white supremacy. See, white supremacy is not um, a white person, I should say, and I don't like to. A white person don't have to practice white supremacy, so white supremacy to exist. All white people could stop being. Because listen, you can have all white people not practicing white supremacy, and white supremacy would still exist. Well, Big J, what you talking about? What I'm talking about is you got racial favoritism, or in this case, non-favoritism, when people are putting out their self hatreds out there. They're so self hating that, and those people, put the negative images about themselves out there rather than putting out the positivity about themselves as a race. You know, um, so every white person, if we wake up tomorrow and all white people stop practicing white supremacy still exists because people like Stephen A. Smith will buck dance and shoe shine his way up and down ESPN and with the self hating rhetoric. And see, Stephen A. Smith is the problem, and he been getting away with a whole lot of foolishness. And I'm gonna say something too about people who are journalists in sports, like your Bob Costas. I remember when I think it was Barry Bonds back in the early 2000s was trying to come after Barry Bonds when Barry Bonds. This is right after this is when Barry Bonds tried to break that home run record and talking about and Bob Costas talk about steroids and so forth. But Barry Bonds said something about well Bob Costas, you don't play sports. See, I think though there is that needs to be needs to be a culture. I think I think a lot of these sports reporters need to be people who know how to play a sport before they talk about people. You know, because I think though you got people like Stephen A. and them who never played a sport in their life. Bob Costas too, never played a sport in their lives, trying to be a you know, well, you know what I mean. I mean, just being a troll. Because I see people like that who trolls other people by their position of being a reporter and not and never been an athlete. It's kind of like I think people like Stephen A. is somebody who um who was never was picked when it comes playing ball. I think Stephen A. and Bob Costas and people like that are people who was on the B team. You know, when they was in high school or junior high, whatever the case may be, they was on the B team. They was never was on the A team when they was playing sports. And that's what I assume what was Steve A's problem. And then Steve A gonna try to call out. I forgot the guy's name now. Then Steve A try to call out somebody out for responding um to Malika Andrews. You know, like Tamika Andrews shouldn't be called out because it does breed an era of, well, I'm this black chick that came from, or a mixed breed black chick, but anyway, I'm a half breed black chick that was in that was in private school, and I'm married to a white man, and I think though there's some type of um, I think that it kind of breeds this level of you know that black men are not respected, but within their own community, especially by the female his female counterpart, and that's what it seems like from the outside, you know. Um, but I see for me, I see it more as a racial issue, um, more as a race and class issue rather than just a um, solely a female a gender issue. That's just me though. I'm just But anyway, I rambled along. I rambled long enough. So get off of here. Y'all be easy, and I'll see you next time I'm out.